Hi guys, Sportsia Newsbriefs. Cricket. T20 World Cup, England batter Dawid Malan unlikely to be fit for India semi-final. Batter Dawid Malan is unlikely to be fit for England's T20 World Cup semi-final against India on Thursday. Malan, 35, left the field after injuring his groin during England's victory over Sri Lanka on Saturday and did not bat during the run chase. As the only spare batter in the squad, Phil Salt is the most likely replacement. However, England could bring in another bowling option, such as David Willey, Chris Jordan or Tymal Mills. T20 World Cup, why South Africa keep choking in ICC competitions. In truth, the choking tag is a lazy construct most of the time, Snape says. We can get fixated on this black and white issue when so often it's way more complicated and nuanced. It's headline grabbing and tugs on our emotions. But it's because we can all empathise with what the players are going through that we attach ourselves to their struggle. That will be little consolation to Captain Temba Bavuma and his teammates. They head home in ignominy. Again. This loss also brings an end to Mark Boucher's tenure as coach. The former wicketkeeper criticised South Africa's energy levels, suggesting his team failed to adapt to the 10:30 a.m. start. It felt like a lame excuse, but perhaps there's a nugget of truth in his explanation. The Proteas were flat, but it wasn't the time of day that was to blame. Senior players were far from the best and every decision, including the one to bowl first, seemed to be steered by an invisible hand. That hand continues to grip the throat of South Africans. Only a World Cup win will loosen its hold. Sri Lanka suspend Danushka Gunathilaka after rape charge at T20 World Cup in Australia. Sri Lanka cricket have suspended Danushka Gunathilaka after he was charged with raping a woman in Sydney. Gunathilaka, 31, has been charged with 4 counts of sexual intercourse without consent while at the T20 World Cup in Australia. He was denied bail on Sunday and again on Monday by a court in Sydney. Sri Lanka cricket said Gunathilaka, who was arrested around 1 o'clock local time on Sunday, had been suspended from all cricket with immediate effect. It added, Sri Lanka cricket will take the necessary steps to promptly carry out an inquiry into the alleged offence, and, upon conclusion of the court case in Australia, steps will be taken to penalise the said player if found guilty. Sri Lanka cricket wishes to emphasise that it adopts a zero-tolerance policy for any such conduct by a player and will provide all the required support to the Australian law enforcement authorities to carry out an impartial inquiry into the incident. It is alleged he sexually assaulted a 29-year-old woman on Wednesday, the 2nd of November. The arrest came hours after Sri Lanka's final game of the World Cup, a 4-wicket defeat by England on Saturday. Gunathilaka played in the first game, against Namibia, but was ruled out of the rest of tournament with injury on the 20th of October. He had remained with the squad in Australia. New South Wales police say he met with the woman after communicating for a number of days on a dating app. Suryakumar Yadav's wife Devasha Shetty is the ultimate game-changer for the cricketer. Suryakumar Yadav, who is one of the finest cricketers in India, recently became the world's #1 T20I batsman. His ability to play strokes all around the wicket has earned him the tag, Mr. 360 feet. The cricketer's wife, Devasha Shetty, has been a big supporter of his rise to prominence. He tied the knot with Devasha in May 2016 in an intimate ceremony with only family members and close friends in attendance. Since then, his wife has been standing with him like a rock and supporting him in his journey to success. Soccer. Champions League last 16 draw, Liverpool to face Real Madrid again. Liverpool have drawn holders Real Madrid in the last 16 of the Champions League in a repeat of last season's final. 14-time winners Real Madrid beat Liverpool 1-0 in last year's final in Paris thanks to a goal from Vinicius Jr. in the 59th minute. Premier League champions Manchester City face German side RB Leipzig, while Tottenham play Italian giants AC Milan. Chelsea also have German opposition in Borussia Dortmund. Elsewhere, French champions Paris Saint-Germain have drawn Bayern Munich. The last 16 first legs will take place on 14 to 15 and the 21st to the 22nd of February, with the second legs on 7 to 8 and the 14th to the 15th of March. A historic rivalry meets again. It is the fourth time in 6 seasons that 6-time winners Liverpool have taken on Real Madrid in the Champions League. 2 of those occasions have been in finals, with Real Madrid winning both in 2017-18 and 2021-22. The Spanish champions also knocked Liverpool out in the quarter-finals in the 2020-21 season. Jurgen Klopp's side have been in 3 of the last 5 European finals, including last season's in Paris, and only AC Milan and Real Madrid have won the competition more times. The organization of the Reds' final defeat in Paris was later described as an abject failure by European football's ruling body UEFA after fans were robbed and tear-gassed outside the Stade de France and kick-off was delayed by 36 minutes. More than 480 testimonies by supporters and journalists at the 28th of May final were examined by an independent panel, which included Professor Phil Scraton, who previously led a report into the 1989 Hillsborough Stadium disaster. In the 2018 final, Gareth Bale scored a sensational goal as Real Madrid won their 3rd successive Champions League title with a 3-1 win over Liverpool. Full last 16 draw. RB Leipzig v Manchester City. Club Brugge v Benfica. Liverpool v Real Madrid. AC Milan v Tottenham. Frankfurt v Napoli. Borussia Dortmund v Chelsea. Inter Milan v Porto. Paris Saint-Germain v Bayern Munich. Manchester United's front players aren't as good as they should be, although Erik ten Hag is getting the maximum out of them, says Gary Neville. Gary Neville believes Manchester United's front 3 players are not as good as their rivals' attacking players. Gary Neville says Manchester United have the worst front 3 out of the top 6 clubs, and although performances have improved under Erik ten Hag, the club is not yet back. United's 9-game unbeaten run ended abruptly with a 3-1 humbling on Sunday at Aston Villa in Unai Emery's first match in charge, leaving them 3 points off 4th-placed Tottenham. Cristiano Ronaldo was named captain and started the match, supported by youngster Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford on the left and right flanks, but they failed to breach the Villa defence themselves as Jacob Ramsey scored an own goal for the visitors. United have scored fewer goals than Arsenal, Manchester City, Tottenham and Liverpool, plus 3rd-placed Newcastle and Brighton, in 6th, having only netted 1 more than Chelsea, and Sky Sports' Neville reckons the club's forwards aren't as good as they should be. Overall, I'm not wholly convinced by this idea that Manchester United are back. They're not, said Neville on his podcast. They're nowhere near Manchester City. They're more watchable and have got a bit more fight. Eriksen has brought quality in midfield and Martinez at the back has brought tenacity, but he can't keep a steady pair. That's a problem. United's front 3 are the weakest out of the top 6. You think of Kulusevski, Kane's son, United would take those 3. Arsenal have Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. Liverpool have Nunez, Diaz, Jota, Salah and Firmino. You'd definitely choose 3 of them over what United have got. You'd take Chelsea's even. United's front players aren't as good as they should be, although Erik ten Hag is getting the maximum out of them. I don't know where the money has gone again, the spend over the past 4 or 5 years. There are signs that they are getting better, but they aren't back. Brazilian Coutinho's World Cup hopes in danger due to muscle injury. Aston Villa's Philippe Coutinho will miss their next 2 games and could be out for longer due to a quadriceps injury, manager Unai Emery said, casting doubt on the Brazilian's availability for the World Cup. Coutinho, 30, sealed a permanent switch to Villa from Barcelona in the close season following a successful loan spell, but the playmaker has not scored or provided an assist in 12 league matches. He was absent from Sunday's 3-1 Premier League victory over Manchester United and will miss Thursday's trip to Old Trafford to face United again in the League Cup and Sunday's visit to Brighton and Hove Albion in the league. Emery confirmed Coutinho was sidelined due to a quad issue. "I don't know how long it'll be, but to date Sunday he couldn't play and he's not going to play until after the World Cup break," he told the Birmingham Mail. "He's not going to play on Thursday or Sunday because he's injured and he's out longer." Brazil head coach Tite is set to announce his 26-man squad for the November 20th to December 18th World Cup in Qatar later on Monday. Read more. Coutinho made his debut for Brazil in 2010 and has earned more than 60 caps, but his disappointing form this season has led to doubts about his place in the squad. For more sports updates, please keep watching our YouTube channel Sportsia or visit our Twitter handle.